The early morning sun had just begun to rise, casting a harsh light over the desolate landscape. The intense thirst woke them, their mouths dry and throats parched. Idir's muscles screamed in protest as he attempted to push himself up, the sand clinging to his sunburnt skin like a second skin. He turned his head towards Kashu, her breathing shallow and laboured. She moaned softly, a sound that cut through the oppressive silence of the desert. "Mother," he croaked, his voice barely a whisper. "We have to move." Idir gritted his teeth and forced himself to his knees, the effort monumental. His vision blurred, dark spots dancing before his eyes as he reached out and grasped Kashu's shoulders. She was a dead weight, her body limp and unresponsive. He took a deep breath and lifted her to a sitting position, her head lolling forward. The cane lay nearby, half buried in the sand. Idir retrieved it and placed it in Kashu's hand, wrapping her fingers around it. He guided her to stand, her legs trembling violently, barely able to support her weight. He slipped his arm around her waist, steadying her as she leaned heavily on the cane. Kashu's eyes fluttered open, a flicker of recognition passing through them. She glanced at Idir, her lips parting to speak, but no words came. The heat was already intensifying, the sun climbing higher with each passing moment. Idir's throat burned with thirst. His skin felt like it was on fire, and every breath was a struggle. But he couldn't stop now. He tightened his grip on Kashu, his resolve hardening. "We need to keep moving," he said, his voice hoarse but determined. He scanned the horizon, his eyes catching sight of something far in the distance. It shimmered and wavered in the heat, an indistinct promise of salvation. He didn't know what it was, but it was their only hope. "There," he rasped, more to himself than Kashu. "There. We go there." With a determined grunt, he took the first step, guiding Kashu forward. Each movement was a struggle, their progress agonizingly slow. The rocky ground beneath them offered a treacherous path, each step a new agony as sharp stones cut into their already blistered feet. Idir's sandals had long since disintegrated, leading him to navigate the terrain with nothing but calloused skin to protect him. The sand seemed to sear with the intensity of burning coals, each grain a reminder of their dire circumstances. Kashu leaned heavily on the cane, her knuckles white with the effort of staying upright. She stumbled often, her legs trembling as if they might give way at any moment. Idir held her firmly, his grip never faltering, despite the pain radiating through his own body. He glanced down at their feet, watching as they moved slowly, one laborious step at a time. The sand clung to their skin, mingling with blood and sweat to form a gritty paste that only added to their discomfort. Idir winced as a particularly jagged rock pierced his heel, but he pressed on, his determination unwavering. Kashu's breaths came in ragged gasps, each one a battle in the oppressive heat. Her eyes were half closed, her focus turned inward as she fought to keep moving. Idir could see the toll it was taking on her, the way her body sagged with every step. But there was something else in her gaze, an unspoken strength, a resolve that mirrored his own.